Okay, let's jump back and forth between Bioshock Vanilla and Bioshock Remastered using bottles under Linux Pop! OS today. Before I start, I would like to show you something. This might be of interest if you encounter blurry textures issues running in Bioshock Remastered, the GOG version, as I did. I had to figure this out a little bit. If you have that, check your bottle settings. Go into settings, go down to synchronization and set this to system and give it a try. You may want to restart bottles again just to make sure. I didn't have to do that though. Okay, that worked for me. If you're lucky, it works for you too. If not, then ask ChatGPT. There is also a command you can try. It didn't work for me, the command though. Anyway, so that worked. And yeah, let's start. I would say it doesn't actually matter which one we start first, but time-wise, I would say we're gonna start with the vanilla version first. Okay, so my idea of playing today is just for fun. Booting the game, jumping into the game and play it for a while, because I want to also revisit Bioshock. I like this game very much. I like the setting of it. I tried Bioshock 2. Well, my idea was always to finish the Trinity. Can you say that? But I never did. Bioshock 2, I always stopped. I don't know. It didn't really grab my attention so much. But I like the style of it very much. So, and yeah. So my favorites from the style, Bioshock 1, Bioshock Remastered. Although I don't really know what the difference is. So visual, there is not much of a difference. At least I don't remember that. That's the reason I also want to jump into those games. Saying here, let's check out the options, graphical options. This option here, horizontal FUV look, I want to try, because this is the only thing which bothers me in old games, is the FUV. You feel very claustrophobic, you don't see much, and that's the only thing which bothers me when it comes to older games. We don't need VSync. I have a nice frame limiter on here. Figure that out, that's good. And rest, I think force global lightning. Let's keep it off for now. I remember this thing what was weird. I remember that. So we can check this later if I think of. Anyway, apply here. Say yes. And now let's escape. Graphics options we did. That's good. Say new game. And we go to medium settings. And yeah, so Bioshock 1, cool game. Bioshock Remastered, same game, so it's cool. But there is a horror game which is reminding people strongly on Bioshock. I think it's called Soma or something with S. Don't remember it quite. Yeah.
Son, you're special. You were born.
What a great time, smoking on the plane.
You know what?
So I really miss smoking. I used to be a smoker, and I'm glad I don't anymore. Also a big smoker. But I still miss it once in a while, like a feeling, sometimes, like, it's not intense, like when you stop quitting, it's intense for a long time. It took a long time to get rid of the feeling. The desire for smoking is in my case was disappearing like radioactive decay, so always like it was always that half of the desire was gone and then half of the desire was gone. Something like that. Yeah, yesterday I wanted to play a little bit, just I made everything dark. Oh, well, that's not true. It was already dark, actually. But I turned off the light. And I was thinking... So this is on the original version. I was thinking those drops are they weren't a thing anymore. I thought that this is the remastered version, but it seems to be not the case. They were already implemented back then, and the water back then. I still remember how a friend of mine came by with a copy of Bioshock, installed this game on my computer back then. And you know, we were so about the water, you know. He explained to me the water thing. He always knew more about what is up with you know, computer stuff and so on. And he explained to me that the water, the way the game implemented the water is a new technique and so on, blah blah blah, or they did it well or something like that. And yeah, we were really impressed. Okay. Here the same thing. This looks to me blurry a little bit, but I don't know if this is blurry. We will see. Maybe I have to change this in this bottle as well. We'll see. If we encounter more blurry textures for the original version as well, then I'm gonna check this with the bottles too anyway. But it looks fine. So I'm very careful with music so far, but I think I did a let's play on this. Not sure, did I turn off the music? It's also a great game for playing in the summertime, you know. Look at the GPU is barely used. CPU, not 20, oh, 30.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
I do not know what it is. They really hit this even for me, you know, who grew up in Germany, you feel like nostalgic about this kind of presentation.
I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different.
Yeah, there is something nostalgic about those old movies, you know, and something mystical about them too, which presented in the right way can. Oh, see the blurry textures here too. You know what? Let's fix that. I would say let's not deal with that. I think okay, it suffers from the same sickness. So I have to install that here again in this bottle, and then it should work fine. Yeah, I think we have to do this. Okay, let me pause that. I'm gonna install this in the same bottle. I'm not bother you with how to do that today. No, I bother you with that. Basically, I just drag and drop the GOG installer into run executable, and we're gonna install this one here directly into the bottle. The interesting part is in most of the games I can just add a shortcut, meaning adding the installation exe of any GOG game usually works fine, except Bioshock doesn't work. Sometimes games do not work, and you have to install them properly. The good thing is if you install it the right way, meaning you're using an installer in the bottles, it usually also installs any dependencies like DirectX and stuff like that. Stuff like this. So let's do it. It doesn't take too long. It's not a big game, and then we have both games in the same bottle, and that's good. Again, the important setting is actually this guy here, changing it to system. And I also use the where is it? This one here. And I think I'm gonna change Mango Hut, putting Mango Hut to the right side. And that's about it. This doesn't work if if you haven't installed Mango Hut, then this code would not work. For Bioshock, all you need to know it's make sure that you change the settings, those settings here from whatever this is to system. That should solve the texture problem we just saw, I think. And we're gonna compare that immediately as soon as this thing is installed. Yeah. Yeah, Bioshock, really, really cool. And it's still not even the vanilla version is too ugly. I think every game which basically I figured when you model stuff, 3D stuff, it's much easier to model things like everything which is man created, like subways, like tunnels, you know, it's easier to create than nature stuff. Nature is trickier. Especially with lightning, but if you have like everything is dark and has the same light almost all the time, I think it's easier. Yeah, and so that's the reason why you can still play Doom 3 and Bioshock and stuff like this, you know, in those kind of games, because it's mostly dark, you don't see much. Oh, it didn't work actually with the with Mango Hut. It's still in the left hand corner. That's a little bit weird, so I'm gonna just check this again because it's gonna be in the way. Let's check this out again. Let's go down to, did I not change that? Top right. That's weird. FPS limiter. Oh, you know what? Maybe I made a mistake. Let me copy that from a different bottle. From Yoshi. Let's go down to settings because here it is just fine. I'm gonna just copy this guy here. Control C. I'm copying it to Bioshock settings, environment. Okay. And that should do the trick. Let's get started again. Bioshock 1. And yeah. No, it worked out this time. No, so the overlay, the Mango Hut overlay, the FPS limiter and stuff like this. And in this case, you need an FPS limiter if you don't want to use a VSync to actually, you know, let your graphics card not work too hard. NVIDIA. So anyway, let's get started. We say, can we actually? No, we cannot, but that's fine. Let's do a new game and we say, okay, we say hard. Okay, let's say hard. Doesn't really matter. We're not gonna play so far anyways. In games like this, the difficulty level is basically just opponents do more damage. That's it, I think. Maybe opponents take more damage too.
They told me,
Yeah.
son, you're special.
You see,
You were born to do.
even this scene here, this is just a video playing.
You know what? They were right.
The graphics are not great, but because of the light and shadow and everything is very dark, it still looks okay. And what still looks completely fine is the water. So if we... Yeah, see, light and shadow. It's really simple sometimes. Hmm. Yeah, it looks great. Look at the water. It's cool. It's so cool. With the reflections. The first time you play this game, you don't know where to swim. Ah, this one looks also much better. Yeah, same problem. Okay, that's. I think I'm gonna make a short video about this with the bottle and texture because I haven't seen a video. It's not a complicated thing to fix, but if you don't know things, it's it's time consuming. And that might be good for me, to show that. Also, when I forget about this in the future, I can check this again. Yeah, it looks much better already. So even the vanilla version still holds up to the... Yeah. Look at this. What a difference here. Great. Okay, we fixed that. No, I fixed that. You didn't do anything. You're maybe not even watching that. In what country is there a place for people like me, Andrew Ryan? There is a weird thing in my screen. I think what is happening now, if most... Maybe it's a feature. If most of the area is dark, the computer just completely turns off. You cannot see that. I can see this on my screen, but I can see on my second screen that in the recording this doesn't apply. But just keep in mind, if 95% of the area I'm looking at is dark, I now understand the computer turns off. Same thing happens in the BIOS. I don't even remember this was a feature. Maybe I should check the computer. Maybe this is a feature. But what a stupid feature would that be? Anyway. Yeah, we cannot skip certain things. So while you're checking this, I'm gonna check my computer. Maybe I can see quickly a solution to that. What option could there be here? By screen, I mean. Echo mode off. Night view mode. No.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Sure.
No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone.
I'm reacting right now to the menu of my screen here.
Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
The navigation is a problem. Ah, this looks much better, huh?
City where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
Okay, I resetted everything. Maybe this helped my computer. Wow, look at this. I look at this still like back then. Andrew Ryan presents the Kidders. Mm-hmm. Game saved. Ooh. Ah, okay. The camera is very sensitive. Mm-hmm.
Is it someone new?
Yeah, FUV I have to check. Ooh. And Gonchi is, yeah. So the first time I encountered that, you really feel uncomfortable stepping out of your comfort zone here. In this case, this tube here, or whatever this is called.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the options. I want to see if I can... what this is doing here.
And I aim to keep you alive.
Is this better?
Keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
I don't know if this changed anything.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind. We're gonna need to draw out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Yeah. Great job. They did really a good job. Anyway, let's try. Let's see. Okay, let's check this with the FUV a little bit. Let's position ourselves a little bit. Let's see if this changes somehow. Gameplay options, graphics settings. Let's turn this on again. Okay. Is this closer now? It's hard to tell. We see 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's turn this off again. Ah, yeah, I think that we can see more. If you okay, yeah, okay. Looks. I think that feels better. Yeah, not so. Mouse is also super fast. I'm gonna change it in the options a little bit. I could change it in the mouse too, but we can change the difficulty too. I forgot about this. Customer controls, mouse sensitivity. Let's set it to 2. Apply. Still feels very fast. Yeah, we're gonna play until we kill the first splicer. Everything is cancelled. Arrive, depart. I always missed that one.
Just a bit further. How do you like that, mister? Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something?
Would you kindly...
Slicer sealed Johnny in before they... Goddamn slicers.
Ah, here it is. Oh yeah, it's a different. Oh, this is different. This is different. Yeah. Hard is hard. Yeah. So there's some FPS drops, but I'm gonna blame the system here a little bit for that. Yeah. Technically, I don't have to. Let's save this game here, and we're gonna jump to the HD version, remastered version. But I'm gonna save here first. New save. Yeah, technically, I don't have to play this here. Quit to Windows. That's kind of funny when you play this on Linux. Yes, quit. No, I don't need to save here. Okay, let's start the remastered version and compare that. Yeah, I like this. I played already this game as a let's play, and I learned I took it so seriously. I put so much effort in recording this one here. This is just a thing I keep closing this game with Alt F4 because I just tested it if it works, with the textures too. So it asked me to use the default graphics. I would say in this case one time yes, because then we see the the vanilla, the default stuff. And this happens a lot. Yeah, you see a thing like that, bottles not responding. Just let it wait. You know, you can actually don't even have to press anything. It should just start the game anyways. That kind of thing you see happening very, very often in bottles. So, and I like using bottles because I can set it up so that there is no internet connection or anything, meaning no one knows that I play like back in the day. This is something I like a lot. Like it was, when I played as a young, yeah. So anyway, blah blah blah. Who cares what I think? But I'm gonna show you. You have here director commentary. You have not yet unlocked any golden. What is that? Is this a E? Rails? Yeah. Okay. So I think we have to unlock those things. Museum. Oh shit! I don't. Okay. Well. I don't wanna go into a museum. I'm not a fan of museums. Sometimes I go with my girlfriend because she's an artist and I go there. And if I go there, I'm not, complaining about going there. I go there, I'm being there with with everything. Okay, I don't wanna be here right now. I wanna play the game. Quit the main menu. But I never really enjoy that. It's not my thing. Not my cup of tea. Sometimes there's some cool stuff, but I don't know. It's not me. But it's good that it exists. Additional content, what could that be? Welcome to Bioshock challenge rooms. Please note that while this is a Bioshock product, it is not meant to extend the Bioshock story or connect to the narrative events of the main game. This is a separate product intended to be enjoyed on its own merits. Okay, we do recommend that you play the Bioshock first to gain a familiar blah blah blah. These challenges require a mixture of okay, they put some stuff in there for which has no impact on the story or anything. I think I didn't even see that the first time I played through that. I ignore that. Okay, enough credits. Yeah, well, okay, new game. Apply changes, and we're gonna play. Oh, survivors. Every bullet counts. No, I think hard is enough. If you have to maybe eat and drink or something, maybe that's true. I don't know. That would be interesting if you have to constantly eat and drink. Well, maybe not constantly. My mom was born at this date in this year.
They told me.
No, looks much better.
Son, you're special.
Look at the fingernails here.
You were born to do great things.
I think he's smoking too much.
You know what? They were right.
Yeah, I think also the carpet looks different. I think they overhauled the whole scene here. Bioshock. Yeah, so Bioshock 2 never really finished and never really played much. Bioshock 3 I've never played at all. I always save it because I want to finish the second one first. And also I don't know if I would like to be in the Sky City as I saw on the trailer and stuff like this. I really like the underwater thing, which is weird because I usually don't care about water stuff. Every movie which plays in the ocean is usually very boring to me or claustrophobic, but Bioshock, I don't know, something which I like about this. So this looks pretty much the same. I wouldn't be able to tell a difference only to compare that side by side. Maybe the moon is a little bit stronger. But also this is actually a better way to experience the difference than comparing it side to side. If you cannot see an impact while playing the game, I mean, what do you need a remaster for then, right? I mean, maybe for the performance, if the performance is better here. But let's check out the options here too. graphic options, and I see we don't have anything. Well, let's turn some stuff here on. Anti-aliasing, distortion on, water ripple, maintain UE aspect ratio. Oh, looks okay so far. We could set this to max, mouse cursor scale. Okay, VSync I don't like. I know, it's for recording maybe, but I don't like VSync, never did. Always felt laggy. What is here anyways? To the moon! Ooh, ooh. Frame drops, let's go away. No gods or kings, only man. Yeah. I'm sure I've learned about in my first Let's Play what that thing is called. Well, we will learn about this later, I think. Ooh, frame drops. Bath sphere. Ah, here we have the bath sphere. This is a bath sphere. That's a weird name. Nah. Pull the lever. Lever or lever? Lever or lever or lever? Lever, lever. Bubbles.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Yeah.
No, says the man in Washington, belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
And the distance looks blurry a little bit, but okay. Ah, maybe it's somehow normal. We'll see about this later. Define art. Rapture, I think I still remember the translation. I think it means entzückend in the German, but I need to check that actually. Yeah, the atmosphere of the game is very strong. You know what I think, you don't maybe know this game, but it's called Killing Floor. If you would combine the shooting with the atmosphere, if the combine the shooting of Killing Floor and the weapons of Killing Floor with this game, oh boy, that would be great. what it is. I think maybe it's just me, but I feel like the first, in the original version, because you're closer to the scene, or maybe because of the FUV, it was actually more scary than that. Or maybe it's just because I saw that just, 5 minutes ago, or 10. Yeah, texture's looking good. I missed that actually. Was it translating that to in the original? I don't remember that. Rapture is dead. Yeah. And what is that saying here? We are not your property. Let it end. Let us ascend. Untergehen maybe? I don't know. See, there's still some things I don't know. Ryan doesn't own us. Yeah. Ryan doesn't own us. Ah! Graphical. This is not... Look at this here. This goes into the other object. As someone who does Blender, I can comment on those things now. Am I better? Of course. I'm a gamer. That means my default attitude is I'm better than everybody else. Until another gamer screams, "Oh, you're a noob." Gamers, really. Gamers are idiots. Always gonna be idiots. So here we go. Ryan doesn't own us. And here we go. Give me that. Attention, all baths. This is a weird word because it's a bathroom. It doesn't ring a bell to me. It doesn't make sense to me. But okay, bath. Also hard to read. Bath sphere. Bath sphere. Bath sphere. Travel is now denied. Huh? Denied. Attention, all bath sphere travel is now denied. Oh, see, maybe I should play this game again. Like a proper let's play. Kawish. Let's try the right side this time. Yeah. Works as well. Here you are. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hard is really hard. But I don't know if the FPS drops once in a while using here Linux. If I cannot get rid of that, then hard is gonna be really, really hard. Are we getting smaller? Everything's so huge. Rapture, November 5th, 1946. One man's vision, mankind's salvation. Yeah, so salvation in terms of how could I describe salvation in terms of somebody brings you. What does salvation mean? Solves all the problems and then has a good view for the future. That's hard for me right now. Translating that in the same language, explaining it in the same language. Let's get this guy here. I wanna know though how you would. I'm gonna use ChatGPT. Let's learn something. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Sure. Can you maybe translate or explain in the English language what salvation means? How you would explain that?
Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him.
Sure. Salvation generally refers to being saved or protected from harm or a negative situation. In a religious context, it often means being delivered from sin or its consequences, and being granted eternal life or a state of spiritual well-being.
Yeah, I'm playing the game Bioshock, and in that there is somebody talks about salvation. Is it? Can you see it like a man who, when a man has salvation, he has like a certain view for the future with confidence and promises solving some problems. Could that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. In a broader, more everyday sense, salvation can also mean finding a solution to a major problem
I can see
or a way
light
out of a
coming
difficult
from his
situation.
So a religious leader usually would use that, right?
He's still breathing. It's alright.
Exactly.
he'll be an
In a
angel
religious
soon.
context,
Okay. Well, I think I'm on the right track. I don't know how much I'm right, to be honest. I mean, ChatGPT is not always the answer, but for learning purposes, for language, it's a great tool. I tell you why. Because I'm not telling you, because we're gonna play the game now. So, things saving here first. Let's move on here. Pick your plasmid and evolve. Maybe I can turn off the thing. I like the translation. It's good for me actually, but it's actually more fun trying to read the warning. Adjusting. Why is it blinking like that? Hey. This is hard to read. Difficulty affects achievements. I see. Fucking achievements. Who cares about achievements? Oh, look at this, what I achieved in the game. Again, gamers are idiots. Absolute idiots. Look at me, I achieved this. What is my achievement? Did you achieve that same thing? Yeah? Awesome. No one gives a shit. Gamer, it's whatever. Quest, okay. This one we turn off. I'm in the Let's Play, I always talk a bunch of things which has nothing to do with the games. That's actually not good if you wanna, grow. However, that is me. So, of course, I'm about myself. But the real gamers, the people who, buy the stuff like microtransactions and buy some skins and stuff like this, they're buying it to impress other players, and this is all about themselves and no one gives a shit. No other person gives a shit. That's even stupider. Skins is one of the stupidest things in games. Absolutely. Never change my opinion on this one. What does that mean? The great chain of See, it's much harder now. There is a invisible wall. No, there isn't actually. Industry here. Use electroboard, yeah. The great chain of industry ties and unites us. It would be like festigt us und verbindet us. Uns, not us. Hey. In the German there is a thing called Denglisch, which means we you probably don't know that, but the rest of the world, even in Japan adapted a lot of English terms, ways of saying stuff. For example, you can have the vice versa version for the word kindergarten, right? This is a German word, which I don't know why you would choose a word like that for this, but you could have just said kids garden, but anyway. And when we do this in the German language too, when we use like English terms to describe stuff, that's a little bit like Denglisch, like it's almost German. For we in German say for the word German we say Deutsch, and it would be half Deutsch, half English, and it would be No, I forgot the word. Denglish. Yeah, Denglish. Which is a horrible word. I never liked this one. Never. It's somebody tries to be funny. It's I don't know. It's like Denglish. Half English, half English, half English, half German. Okay, we have those guys here. Anything to read here? Gather's Garden. Gather's Garden. I don't know what that means. Maybe something like the kindergarten. I don't know. Or Zeitgeist. We have. You guys have also. Which would be one-to-one translated into one-to-one. Not the meaning necessarily, but one-to-one would be in the English like time spirit or time awareness. Something like that. This is the scene I remember with my friend. This is exactly the scene. Daniel came. We installed this. You know, we had this experience, and we were wow! Look at the water, awesome. This is the thing I always think about when I think about Bioshock. Andrew Ryan presents the Kicketus. 2 weeks only. Don't know what a Kicketus is. Also, it's interesting how it's made, you know. This is basically, it's not 3D, this is different kind of 2D objects, planes with transparency working together, creating this. You can see this is just a two-dimensional, maybe a little bit modified plane. And when it comes all together, it just looks proper, right? They did a great job. So good, really, really good. It's still inspiring from the art style. It's still a pleasure to see. Wow, it's so good. It looks so great. I would love to play a game like this in the co-op with you know, with LAN, with somebody. Zap 'em and whack 'em. Oh. Zacken and wappen. That's what you have to do. Vita chamber. What's that? Press M. I know what it is. You know what it is. Let me just read it anyways. If you are killed by the hostile denizens. Yeah. What I don't know, of Rapture, you will be revived live. You will be revived live and whole at the last Vita chamber you passed. Some of your health will be restored, and you will always have at least a small amount of Eve. Vita chambers work automatically. There is no need to use or activate them. So, yeah, reading sometimes is still hard, depending on the day, depending on what I'm reading as well. Oh my god. Is this a dog or cat? I've never seen a kid like that. Press seat. Oh, see. This guy wasn't revived. Yeah. Ah, great. Okay, Zaban! Oh no, wait, I wasn't ready. Yeah. So let's see, we're gonna... this is when I try to run, we get this. Is there actually running in this game? Gameplay, let's see. Dialogue. subtitles on adaptive training. What does that mean? What does that mean? Adaptive training. Hard difficulty. Item shimmer. Yeah, item shimmer we could turn off, then it would be even harder. Usable object highlights. Huh? I see. Okay, we have like a border around some objects, and then we could also turn off both settings. That would make it hard. Let's do that. Let's see. It adds to the atmosphere, right? It still shimmers the sky. Yeah, that's running. I want to check actually. Customize controls. Keys. Navigate away from the screen will cause you to lose your change. Yeah. So is the running, move on the jump? No, I don't think there is running here. No running.
Tell Ryan I'm sorry. I won't do it again. No, please. I didn't touch her.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we're gonna go up and then saving and then switching again. Yeah.
Listen, I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe. I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now. But you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
Sound is also good. Sound is also great. Played a huge role too. It's almost something you miss, forget about this. But the sound back then was also like similar to Dead Space when it came out. So strong and delivering more atmosphere to the game. See, like a proper streamer, I summarize everything very well. The Great Chain is guided by our hand.
Why is it today and not then?
Okay, let's save here. And let's leave the game properly. Quit. And let's play the original to the same position. And then we're gonna call it a day. Yeah, right now I really enjoy recording. I have since I got sick, felt like playing. Which is maybe good because I didn't have this in a while. And still am, but it's I'm much better already. NVIDIA. It also sucks. Every company I see which I thought great back then, they all annoy me. Well, it's a thing of getting older, I guess. That's also the companies suck, they really suck, like in terms of they suck the money out of players. And players, like I say, they're idiots. They let it happen. Let it happen, including myself. I am also a player, when I say that partially I suck too. So let's do the same thing here again. It's a little bit mouse is being faster still. That's a weird thing. Let's check. Oh, look at this. Something happens. Graphical options. VSync off and shadows. We don't turn those things off, but maybe. I wanted to change something, but what was it? Mouse. Customize controls. Let's set it to 1. I don't know, it's very fast. I think that's... I don't know if it's better. Maybe. We don't play this game on hard right now. Oh, something is definitely not right here. Gameplay. No, it's on hard. Okay, but it's on hard. I forgot about this. Okay. Yeah, sometimes with bottles... right now, really something is really, really deeply off here. What is happening with the FPS here? Oh, we have to go up. We don't have the power yet. Yeah, and if you... I mean, I think performance-wise I have some issues. That is probably due to the bottle. It would run much smoother on my Windows machine, I think. Or if I figure out what to change, what settings I should change, maybe it would improve that too. Speaking of that, let me just save this here one more time. And then we're gonna restart. I'm gonna try an option turning off, which maybe causes some problems. Those options here. Maybe this helps a little bit. Let's give it a try. I'm still in the experimental phase. With Linux, I tried Ubuntu, Linux Mint, now Pop OS. And you can do some cool stuff with those things. One example, I mentioned that I make a video again about this. It's the whole operating system is on an external SSD, 1 terabyte, including the games. So I can plug this out here from my main machine, plug into my laptop, and continue playing the same game on it. On the laptop, however, I have, while the transition is smooth, when I record, there's a chance that games do crash. I realized that. So it's not a perfect solution, but it's still pretty impressive. So let's continue. Maybe let's see if the FPS is better. But oh no, the FPS limiter is gone. No, I don't like that actually. No. We can just. I don't need to have an FPS limiter. Maybe this is responsible for, but I rather have FPS drops than not seeing this thing I fought so hard for activating it. Let me try something else. Let's try only this one, and if this doesn't work, we try the other one, because I really want to have the graphical overview, the performance. Okay, let's see, maybe this is already good enough. Yeah, so yeah, Linux is interesting. And it's a lot of fun playing around with that. That's also why I record that. It's just fun playing all those games on a system which doesn't always observe everything, you know. It's the feeling I don't like. So then what is on? I have to pause here. So wait. So okay, let's continue a little bit. I have to be aware. Package is coming from China. Yeah, FPS wise, still maybe when we. Oh, but whatever. Yeah, except maybe of the FUV and performance.
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
Fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he still got some ad. Let's buck wig. You're a wig shopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with nothing that yellow always had been. You'll be no better off with metal daddy, little fish.
The mask is awesome. Yeah, best guy ever.
Mr. Bubbles? It's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute. He's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
Ah, this is so hard. Light, I think she refers to our blood, huh? Maybe.
You alright, boyo? First time plasma's a real kick from a mule. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
So despite the FUV and FPS drops, but FPS drops due to my system, but it got a little bit better, I think. I wouldn't. Well, maybe I could tell still, but you forget about. It still looks good. I mean, you know, you can play this also just fine. You don't actually need the remastered. Of course, I'm gonna play remastered simply for the reason it's a remastered and the FUV is better. Well, yeah. Mouse is being very fast. This is my. It's really. I'm moving it a little bit and it's just going like crazy. I don't think it has any impact on the mouse when I change the mouse settings here. Actually, oh, I just resetted everything. That's also weird. Okay, I see. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think water looks different, but not bad either. It's not. I don't think this is bad. The other one is more transparent. Yeah, but this is also actually this makes more sense because if you go towards this area, which there's a lot of things going on, so the water is falling into other water sources, and that produces, you know, a mixture of what is that called? Oxygen, and results in a lot of bubbles, makes it appear white. Then this area would be wider, and when you go backwards, then it becomes more clear as the water calms down a little bit, right? So I don't know. Yeah. It looks both are okay, I think. Without saying what is better, what is worse, I think this is both acceptable to me. Yeah. So let's see. Let me check. I think the FUVs. Maybe already resetted everything. The mouse is also. Look at this. Something is clearly not right. Let me try. Okay. Depending on where we are looking, sometimes this is very weird behaving. Anyway, I try to go to graphic settings, and yeah, this one is also. So for some reason the settings is not changed after restarting. Try this. Oh man, I cannot control that. Maybe if I look at this here. Let's see if this changed now. This is off. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. Yeah, poor cat. Zap him, then whack him. Maybe it's also the way I limited. Maybe limiting it to 60 FPS. Maybe that's better for the game. Maybe this game relies on a certain FPS. That could be something I could also test.
You want some of this? Go run!
Yeah. And maybe playing this game on hard for those standard opponents. Smoking a cigarette costs energy. Makes sense. Because you really need to use your abilities for them, even for single opponents. Airlock active. That's good.
I'm sorry. Call the cops on me?
What's that? I'm sure there must be some Easter eggs here. I'm not good with finding secrets in games, at least. In games, in the real world, I'm actually good. I don't know why I'm stuck in games about this. My mom always complains. There was a very high chance that I could guess what I was getting as a birthday gift. Always, she always complained about that. But in games, I can't do it. I can't do it in games. Okay. Yippee. For discriminating tastes. Discriminating tastes. Okay. Maybe it has to do because back then, 1960. At some point, women start to smoke like men, and it was not really popular, I think, if I'm not mistaken on that. And but it was a sign of being equal. And my personal opinion, if you really want to know, is it's balance. It's neither or, both. I think men and women are different. Definitely, the older you get, the more clear this becomes. When I was younger, I was not thinking like that. And you can tell, there is a difference for sure. But they are equally strong in their own niche. So meaning, I think they both need each other. Not necessarily like man and woman. You can be a man, a woman. I don't give a fuck about this. But usually one part is if you combine them, the strengths, then you have a great balance. Yeah. And more, I can talk about this more, but not now. I don't need to make a great point right now.
If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe. I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now, but you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
So the great chains is guided by our hands, and I wanted to mention that you see here the hand and then the chains. What is that? I cannot read that. E. Marius. D. Pew.
This is happening before and none. Why aren't you here?
Teddy, I still remember you, my friend.
Why can't Mommy hold you to her breast? Teeth. Oh, no.
This scene is also awesome. Look, light and shadow, they only play with that, Also shadow like this is back then was a huge thing. Presenting it like that, it was just great. It's perfect. Oh, maybe not perfect, but it was definitely impressive back then. Yeah, I mean, if I look now more closely, I see all kind of mistakes, but it's still light and shell, still works.
Plasma changed everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
Gun was huge. That's a huge gun. Let me save here. Yeah, I think the remastered version performs better, much better on bottles, but it's still playable. It's not like that. I mean, the menu is a little bit slow. I wonder how this plays out in the when it comes to puzzles. So now I'm getting a little bit concerned about the music. I apologize for that because I know this is. Well, I'm not apologizing for that, but I have to. I wish I could leave it on, but I'm not so sure about this. So it's not an apology. It's not my fault that I have to do this. So but this is, you know.
What? It's my Adam. I earned it.
You want this ugly, or do you want this nice? Either way, open the damn door.
I forgot about this as being a thing. Ah, Bioshock.
Last time.
Rapture, Masquerade Ball, 1959. And that's why they're all wearing masks, huh? Oh, we have here some abstract art. Looking good with the bump effect. I'm not sure if this is a bump effect, or if it's just looking so good in here.
You open up. Last time. I warned you.
No, no, no. Maybe it's a physics, but I don't know what is causing so much technical issues.
You open up.
Where's my... Ah, here.
This is Charlie. Charlie, where you going? No, Charlie.
Oh, Psychos. So... Huh? Dames. In German, it would make sense. It would be Damen for ladies. So a lady would be eine Dame, and eine Frau would be a woman, right? And gents, or Gen Z, Generation X, no, gentlemen's and dames, I think. Okay.
Too spliced up. I'm too spliced up. Nobody's gonna want me.
Yeah, if you're spliced up too much, that is really a problem.
What are you doing?
Every alcohol we find, we have to drink. That's the task.
I found you that way.
Oh shit.
This isn't right.
What a shithole, huh? Okay, let's see what the gentlemen's are doing. Gentlemen's or... Ah, yeah, you know? You know, the... Where is this thing? I translated a hole. There was something about a hole in the wall.
Careful now. Would you kindly lower that weapon for a minute?
Note the game takes control over your character's weapon now.
Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it.
The funny thing is, you know, the song she is singing in the German language, I do not know which one is the original of the German English, I have no idea, but the German version of the song is Bruder Jakob. It goes like, Bruder Jakob, hörst du mich, hörst du mich? And I think, hörst du nicht die Glocken, ding, ding, dong. So it's a child's song, that's for sure. And in this context, it's super scary. If this is still working, you know, with a little bit of fantasy, if you allow yourself being trapped in this environment, then yeah. Okay, that's enough. Maybe I'm gonna continue later a little bit because it's fun to do this in this way. It's fun to me because I can play it on the Linux. That is the most fun right now. Just recording it, so just testing the system makes it interesting for me. And revisiting, you know, the remastered and vanilla is also interesting for me. So yeah, it's a good time coming back to this game and share it with someone. Okay, let's watch that here.
That's the big daddy. She got it at him. He keeps her safe.
You know, I think that's what sucks in the modern games. You saw that one just happening, you know, and I could still act. I could still look around. I could choose where to look. In modern games, this would have been just a cutscene where you cannot do anything by yourself anymore. The player's control is gonna be taken away completely, and that's so boring and frustrating to me. Those modern titles, it's just watching movies. It's not playing games anymore. And that cutscenes should be placed after a while at the right moment, not too many, and maybe as a reward. Then they are great. But if they just used for every little thing to explain, like it's meanwhile a thing, it's not for me. No, let's end this video with something negative. I like that. Okay, saving here again. And then we maybe gonna continue later a little bit on that here. I cannot bring the mouse down. And all the 4 always works, that's great, okay.